This is Frankenmuth Farming Map by TaylorFarms. It's 180.29 megabytes to download. The description says, welcome to Frankenmuth Farming Map. This map is a Michigan, USA style farming map located near the city of Frankenmuth. Map has 41 fields ranging from small to large in size. There are 3 farms located on the map. You must buy the land before you can use or sell the buildings. There are 2 small forest areas on the map for logging. Water can be found at the water tower in town for a small fee. There are 100 wooden toys, 5 sugar beets and 5 small moddy Massey Ferguson 1155 tractors on the map to be found. That's quite cool. There are multiple sell points, production facilities placed in the map, and a train. No BGA placed. The map has standard default growth calendar. The terrain on the map is mostly flat with some rolling hills, valleys and ditches. Enjoy the map and have fun. So let's go and check it out. And here we are. This is where you start off in all 3 modes. This is the map. This is what it looks like. I do like the American flag in the background around the outside. That's pretty cool. Nice touch. But this is the map. Like it says, vary in size fields. There is some very huge fields on here. I'm in new farmer mode, and in new farmer mode we get all of that, which is quite good. Field 12 is absolutely huge. I think it's like second or third largest field on the map, which is pretty good. So basically we get sort of, what's that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different sections that we own. We start off down here. This is where all your equipment is. This is your main farm, which obviously we'll check out. We've got a few sheds on there, farmhouse, farm silo. There's a water point there as well. So yeah, that is what we start off in. To buy those 5 sections separately, or in the other 2 modes should I say, this little area here is just shy of 25 grand. The actual main farm area is 47,000, just over. Field 11, which kind of comes with, I'll show you all these bits in a minute, it's like a little grass area here, and this little bit is also like a grass area. So there's plenty of room for placeables, more placeables, or you could sort of plough that under and make this more of a sort of square looking field. But that area there is 225,000. Field 12 is 454,000. And we get field 4, which is up there, 252,900. So pretty cool. The field prices, as you can imagine, are going to vary. I think the most expensive is 21, which is just below our main farm. That's 554,000. And I think the smallest and cheapest was field 8 up the top there, which is almost 32,000. So very, very sort of random prices. 542 for there. 37's 170 grand. It is a little bit hit and miss in terms of things you can buy, areas you can buy on the map, which I will explain a little bit further. In terms of the 3 farms that it mentions in the description, obviously our farm here is one of the farms. There's also one up here, which has got a few sheds on there. That's just over 30,000 to buy. And the other one is just here. Again, there's a couple of sheds on there, and that is 126,000 just over to buy. We'll check all them out as we go round. But like it says, you will not be able to open the doors of those sheds on those 2 areas if you don't own the land. In terms of the 2 forestry areas, this is the actual sawmill here, like so. Now you can buy the land that the sawmill was on. There is quite a few trees, and they're decent looking trees surrounding the sawmill. But if you look to the right of the map, this area here, because this is another forestry area, if we click on the sawmill, those 2 areas, and I think that's the 2 forestry areas that they're on about, that's the only 2 I can make out, they come as one sort of chunk and that's 232 grand. So you can buy the land that the sawmill sits on. That doesn't mean you will own that sawmill as a production chain, it just means you'll buy that land that it's on. This area of forestry, there's all sorts of different types of trees in there, so you could have some right fun and games chopping some of those down. In terms of the other random sort of areas, a lot of the areas are sort of lighter in colour, and you can see I can't click on any of them, but randomly enough down here there's a lot going on down here. There's a few sell points and production points that we can buy the land on for them. And again, like I said, it won't mean that you own that as a production chain, it just is that land. Some of them have got a little bit of room on them, but not a lot. They're fairly cheap, look, 8 grand, 7 grand, like so. We do have some sort of thin strips of that meadow texture which you can buy, 29 grand there, like so. And there's another one up there as well. None of these little areas you can buy, it's very random. This little area you can buy for 23 grand. So yeah, it's a little bit odd, some of the things you can and can't buy. All this area here is full of trees and you can't buy. There's a couple of little quirky things going on there which I'll show you when we get around there. In terms of sort of sell points, they're all scattered around production chains. As we go round, I'll tell you what they are, but most of the action is down in this bottom right hand corner where there's a lot going on. There is a train, there it is. It runs north to south, so up the top there, that's where you're going to go off to sell your products. That is Goldcrest Valley, that's going to be your sell point. Then right down the bottom we have the similar sort of scenario, that is a sell point. We do have the sort of silo transfer station where you can dump in your grains there and load them up and unload them from the train, vice versa. And there is only one rent a train point, which is just there. The shop is down here. And again, that has got a huge area there, but you can't buy it, so bit of a shame. So yeah, that is all that malarkey out the way. Let's go and check out our farm. I think what we'll do is we'll run round and then I'll go through slot counts and all things like that. So yeah, let's have a run round first. So starting off, just thought I'd show you that, we have our farmhouse. Sleep trigger just there on the doorstep. Then round that side we have the wardrobe option. Now in Farm Manager and Start From Scratch, the farmhouse isn't here, neither is the silo, but the sheds are. So the sheds will be here. I'll go through all the slot counts and those modes in a second. Each farm has the USA flag flying high. I do like these sheds as well. I like the animations of the doors coming up and folding. You can open them all. This one doesn't have lights in. I can't see any on the roof and there's no light switch, but there's some of our equipment, as you can see. It is drive-through one. And I'm going to go this end because we do have some huge equipment on here, which you can imagine because it is a big American map. Look at these tractors we've got. We've got 4 large tractors, planters and seeders, the little Massey there. This does have lights in. If I press circle for me, instead of clicking in the left thumbstick, which is what normally happens in these sheds, circle turns on and off the lights for me, so that's pretty cool. Doesn't matter where you stand. And again, if we come over here, this is the same shed as the one we've just been in. More of our equipment, nice big equipment, like so. Again, same thing with the lights. I've got a header, corn header there, harvester there. This is the water point, standard base game one, so it will charge you for getting your water out. Do have a farm silo, again it's the base game one. This is the 400,000 litre standard crop silo. It's not a multi-fruit. And then we've got a workshop. You can open all these little doors, even this little one. Got a little sort of random office area here, and upstairs there's a bit of sort of racking area, which I don't think you're really going to get much use out of. We've got a Mahindra there. We do have the workshop at the farm just there. You need to pull in to here to sort of activate it and get it into the zone. Got a pickup round the back there, and that is pretty much it. That is our farm. So there you go, 4 sheds. Let's have a look at our equipment and go through the slot counts. So we've got a medium tractor which we saw, which was the Massey Ferguson MF3670, and the slot count in new farmer mode is 1194, which is a little bit up there, but we do have some really nice equipment. Another quirky thing about your equipment is a lot of it has got hours on, and it is quite a few months old, some of it. So let's take this Massey for instance. So it's got 562.3 hours on. It's 35 months old. Look at the value of it. It's only worth 2,940. So if you want to sell off some of this equipment from the off, you're not going to get huge amounts from it. The same with some of the large tractors. The Case Steiger here, we've got a Quad Track 540. This isn't that old, it's not any months old, but it's done 2.3 hours, so that's pretty good price there. But some of the others are a little bit random, which I do quite like that, what they've done. This one hasn't got any hours on it, but is 1 month old, interestingly enough, so it's probably just been sat there for a month. We've got a John Deere 8RX 410, a John Deere 8RT 410, a Challenger MT743, so 4 huge tractors there, which is good. We've got the Mack Anthem 6x4 truck, again with hours on, 60 months old. There's the harvester, the Case Axle Flow 9250. Again, it's been well used. Look how much the pickup's worth, $780. We've got the Mahindra Retriever. We've got the Lizard pickup, as you can see, 1,395 hours, 180 months old, $780 that's worth. We've got the Wilson Pace Setter trailer. We've got the Case large header, that's the 13.7 metre one. That's the corn header we just saw. We've got a nice Russell Mash cultivator. We've got a Case disc harrow, the Vaderstad seeder, John Deere planter, and then we've got the Hardy Commander sprayer. So there you go, pretty cool for the slot count. If you come on here and farm manager and start from scratch, you don't start off with any land or any equipment. And like I say, there's no farmhouse or silo here, but the sheds are there. And the slot count in those 2 modes is 938. So not too bad. Going back to new farmer mode, which is obviously what I'm in. If you sell off just all your equipment, so all the equipment I've just shown you, you can get that slot count down to 955, which is pretty good. And then if you go into build mode, and if you sell off everything here, the silo, the water point, all the sheds, the farmhouse, you can't sell the flags on any of the farms. If you sell off all these buildings, silo, etc., you can get that slot count down to 930. You can get it down even further, because if you do buy those 2 plots of land, so this one here and this one here, and sell off the sheds that are on those plots of land, you can get the slot count down to 906. This becomes quite a nice big open area. Obviously you'll still have the trees here, and the other 2 areas aren't a bad size either. They're pretty flat, so you can do pretty much what you want with them. like so. The only thing that's been added in, or modded in if you want to say that, is in sheds. We've got those 4 sheds that we haven't seen all of them. This one here isn't on our farm, but it is on a couple of the others. So there's all the sheds. They're all saying 1 slot at the minute because obviously they are all placed down on the map in various locations. But we do have the big machine shed, which is the 2 up the back there for us. Got a workshop, which is this one here. Then we've got this one here, which is the 3 bay barn. And then this machine shed is on a couple of the other farms as we go round. The painting textures should have stayed in that menu. Nothing new. It's all pretty basic. There's only 6 of them. We've got animal mud, asphalt, dirt, forest ground, grass and gravel. There is contracts available on here, like so. I should imagine you would get some very good paying out contracts on some of them fields. We scroll down to here. Over on the right hand side at the bottom, there's 110 collectibles on here. So, and I think they're all worth 1,000 each. I did pick a couple of up as we were going round. Don't start off with any production chains, and there is no animal pens on here. There is also no BGA like it says. So, just something to note. Right. I think I've finished waffling on with all that. Giving you the gist. Should we take the Mahindra, or should I tell you what, let's take that. That's 60 miles an hour, isn't it? Always go round on a pickup if it's there. So we are going to go up this way. We should take in our sort of fields up this way. We'll visit that farm and we'll kind of do this sort of all the way along, and then we'll finish all the way up here. Shouldn't take us too long. I'm not going to bother going up there because that is basically just the edge of the map where the train goes off to sell your goods. So I won't bother with that. I don't think I've ever done a map tour in this Mahindra or the John Deere one. So just across the road, this is what I'm on about. It's just a flat grass area. It's not sort of coming up as a grass field. Whether you'll be able to cut that, I'm not sure. You're not going to get a lot off of it, I wouldn't have thought. But that is the small area that was on its own, and then we move into this plot which is part of field 11, but you've got again a little grass field. What I will say is there's not a lot of sort of space between the fields. This is our neighbour's field, and there's literally just a tiny little strip of grass there, which is fine if you want to join them all up and make them huger fields. Huger, bigger, you know what I mean. And then I need to go out that way because we do have ditches around a lot of the fields. So that is our huge field here, 12. There's a bit of forestry there on the left, but that's one of the areas you can't buy. This is the other forestry area. As you can see, there is all sorts of different types of trees going on in there. So like I say, it could be quite interesting harvesting that lot. So we are going to swing a left out of here. It definitely does have a American feel to it though. It's all open. You've got houses dotted around the map, so it brings life to the map. There's traffic. Just in there. Is it in there? Let me go up to that mode. Yes, it is up here. There we go. There's a cool little log cabin in there. It looks absolutely stunning inside. But it's just randomly in the middle of those woods, and it is so hard to try and find your way in there. There's a track there, but I started driving in there and I just ended up getting lost. I couldn't find a sensible way in and out. But it is quite cool. Again, there's more houses scattered around. You can see the red barns in the distance there on the right, that's where we're heading, because that is the sort of second farm. So we're going to turn up there. Obviously these two other farms, they don't come with any fields. But technically the farm we start off in new farmer mode doesn't come with any fields either, so they are all separate. Let's jump out. So we don't own this plot of land, so if I come up to the sheds, it will not let me in there. The same with this one. If I do buy it, which I'm going to because it is pretty cheap, 30,000, buy that. Come up to the doors now. We've got full access to them. And the shed that we haven't seen yet is this guy here. So we can open the small door. And then we've got a door there and one to the side. And this has got some racking inside, so you can put all your pallets and implements inside. There's no lights in this one, but it does look quite light in here. So pretty cool. We've got a nice sort of area here if you wanted to plonk down a farmhouse. So we'll move on. I won't buy the other farm, I'll just show you because it's the same idea. Oh, we've had an accident up ahead. We'll try and avoid that. That's a nice head on with each other. Beautiful. We'll just ignore that. Right, we're going to scoot along here now because we've got sugar mill, and there is also two sale points which are both called the same, which is sugar plant. And they are both going to be competing for your money in terms of prices. We have a little sign there. Loaded trucks, unloaded trucks. Doesn't really matter which way we go in. You've got a weigh station either side though, which does work. Like so. So there's the sugar mill, which you can buy as a production chain. You can use it as a sale point as well. And then just here is the first one of the sugar plant sale points, where you can sell sugar beets and sugar cane. And then just over here exactly the same, so it's not one for one and one for the other, just there like so. Because if I show you in the sale point menu, if we scroll down to sugar beets, there you go, you've got the sugar mill there itself, you can use as a sale point. And then you've got the two sugar plants, and if we go down to sugar cane, exactly the same scenario. So let's quickly show what we did, came out of our farm up here, along there, up to this farm which we bought, come down, across, and we are now here in this area. I'm going to go across the road. This is the sawmill, and I'll show you the sort of trees that are around the sawmill. You can just about see them over there. They are pretty good trees, to be honest with you. Should be able to earn quite a bit of money, and you're literally right next door to the sawmill, which does make it very handy. So you, oh, there's a bit of a drift in there going on. You are gonna have to be careful on some of these ditches. They are a bit steep and deep, even. Steep and deep. Right, there's your trees, look. Decent size, nice trees to work with. So up into here, there's our sawmill. Similar sort of thing going on. You can buy it as a production chain. Sell your wood just here. That's where you're going to get your wood chips. But as you can see, there is a decent sort of amount of trees around. Now, if I go up into this mode, there's all the trees you can see. I'm guessing it's kind of finishes there, so there's quite a few there to play with. And then this thing you can see on the mini map is kind of like a sort of off-road track, which is pretty cool. You've got a bridge there, you've got some jumps and bumps and some collectibles. Pretty smart, I like that. And then down here in the middle again, we've got one of those funky little log cabins. And then somewhere here we've got kind of like a almost oval track. Again, I presume it's just to have some fun and race around. But I didn't bother sort of going in there and trying it out. I thought I'd leave some things like that for you guys. Right, I'm going to be very cheeky and cut across this field. Yeah, cut across this field to go to the other farm. We will go out the proper way, which we are supposed to come in that way. We'll go out that way. But this is the second one. So as you can see, nice open area here, pretty flat. Got two sheds here. I think that's the vehicle workshop one. There is a little bit of water there. Whether you can use that and get free water from, I'm not sure. I didn't test that. So there you go, that is that area. The flag is somewhere. There it is, over by that building. So we'll go out the way we were supposed to come in. Kind of thinking I should have brought the pickup out actually, because I can't zoom out anymore and that. It would have been nice to sort of zoom out, give you a bit more of a view. But again, there's more houses scattered around. Our farm is just over there in the distance. There's the blue water tower over there, which you can use for a fee, as it says. But we are now heading down to Feed and Grain South, which is a sell point, which is just over there where that sort of big silo is. Again, that is a huge area, and it's just got a little sell point in that. So a little bit more residential down this bottom half of the map. We've even got road names, I like that. So we've just come down Maple Road and we're now on Junction Road. Very cool. And I like this road with the yellow markings on. Very smooth and crisp. I like that. So there is, I think you could probably just make out the sort of marker, the icon. That's Feed and Grain South, sell point. We're drifting again. Just to our right. And then we do have the baseball stadium from Elm Creek. And that has got quite a few collectibles. There's one on each base. There's one on the pitcher's mound. So quite a few in there. Right, back out. We're going to head across the map. We'll get to the next sell point, which I think is Farmer's Market. What I do like is some of the, or you know, a lot of the houses, they've got different designs to them. We've got a nice brick wall around this one, so they're not all just plonked down and look all the same. They've got a bit of character to them. But these fields are absolutely huge. You're going to earn a ton of money off of these. Yeah, we'll get to Farmer's Market, just checking my notes, and I'll stop again, show you the map, show you where we've been and where we are at. It's literally down there where the water tower is. We actually have to drive into that area. All the electricity lines, they look really cool. It's a nice looking map. If you're into your American maps and your big open fields, this is going to be awesome for you guys. Right, so let's scoot into here. There's your water tower. And this is your farmer's market. Sale point is just round the back here. Obviously you've got two there, one for your grains, I think the other one's for like your pallets and lettuce, stuff like that. Right, so we came from the sawmill, cut across that field because I am naughty, checked out this farm, we came out the right way, all the way down Maple Road, oh stop, and then we went across Junction Road, down here into, what was that, Feed and Grain South, all the way along, and we're now up here at Farmer's Market, and then we're going to come in and we're going to check out all of this. And I've written it all down. I'm going to try and make some sort of order to it. So straight across, we'll go round the back here. I'll combine these two together because they're almost on top of each other. So just in front of us there we've got the grain mill, which obviously you can use as a sale point or production chain. And then here, this building here and round the back here is a sale point, and that is a Grocer Y-Mart. And then if we go out and round here, we'll go to this one first. This is the Red Marble Bowling Restaurant sale point. So your sale point's just there. I didn't actually check if it had the cones set up round the back. Ah, no, look, they're there. Oh, hang on, it's kind of there. Someone's knocked them over already though. So that's your sale point just there. And then outside and over here, this is your fast food restaurant sale point. Just there. As you can see, diner, like so. Just across the road here we have our animal dealer, where you can buy your animals from. Obviously there's no pens down at the minute, so you will have to place one down. And then round the side here we've got our animal dealer sale point, just there. Opposite us we have the dairy. Then next on the list to the left is the oil mill, like so. Again, they got their road names on, that's cool, I like that. Just to our right we have the tailor shop, like so, and this is the train track, so that's where your train would disappear and sell to Goldcrest Valley. That's your tailor shop. Jump back in the old Mahindra. Just across the road we've got our shop. So first of all we've got our workshop trigger, which is just here. So you've got one down at the shop as well. This is also your reset point down here, but look how huge this area is. You can't really do anything with it, which is a bit of a shame. Yeah, your reset point's down here at the shop, and then there's your shop menu, like that. Pretty cool looking shop though, I like that. Just across there in front of us, and that is, what was that? That was restaurant, no, that's the Pizzeria sale point. And the sale point is just round the back, like so. We've got a lime buy point just here, and then just here is what I was on about with the train, so you can tip in and take out there if you're transferring sort of crops to and from the train. And then round the back, just in and under there, that's where you're going to do the same again, load up like so. So pretty cool. Jump in there and then head up this way. We've got the debris crusher, which is just here where you can sell your stones, like so. And then just over this side, this is the only point on the map where you can rent the train, so you can sell your crops to get Goldcrest Valley even. got a gas station just there in front of us. What does that say? Oh yeah. So there's your gas station. Where are we next? We are going up to these sale points or production chains. That's the bakery there on the right. And then we've got the spinnery. This was carpentry. So some of them do carpentry back there. I've gone a bit too fast. Just got a little bit of extra room there on the side. You could probably use it for something. That's the grape processing unit. And then last of all, we've got the cereal factory. I think that's pretty much it. So yeah, we came all the way along from there, through there, and we did sort of kind of like that. So that is it. What is that? Oh, that's part of that field, isn't it? See, it's very hard to tell. That is two separate fields there. But there is literally a tiny strip of grass separating most of them fields. But that is the map. That is Frankenmuth Farming Map by TaylorFarms. Hope you have all enjoyed the map tour. If you have, please give us a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, then please do. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss any future videos of mine. I've been Farm Sim Snowy. Stay frosty.